Hi, welcome to a new video dedicated to the FIMI A3. Yes, I know, this video comes after maybe 1,000 off dedicated for this machine, but mine originally was shipped 3 months ago and trip probably by carried by a snail, okay, and arrived in the Belgium custom and was blocked during more than 2 months, and finally this custom decided to return into China this machine. So I got a new one. So this one, the shipping was much faster and avoiding the GLS Belgium post. Whatever, in fact I will review probably a second batch of the FIMI A3, so could be a nice surprise, because usually I'm always reviewing some early stage machine, sometimes with some early bugs, and I am often frustrated to not have finally the final version of the machine. So this time I will do a kind of review, but on the major stage of the processing, on the making of this type of machine. So what is this machine? This machine is probably one of the cheapest 1080p GPS and gimbal based video platform. So it's a direct competitor of the former 2 years old Epson H501S. This one was without any electronic stabilization, without any gimbal system, but the same price segment, just above $200, so around 240 you can find probably when there is some massive discount. So what is this machine? It's a 350mm machine, okay, no foldable one, so you will have to invent a transportation bag, okay, and if you want to trip, and this you have to take into account that is a non-foldable one, so probably one of the most negative points already mentioned. So this one is equipped on front on a 2 mechanical axis gimbal, and for the yaw we have an electronic stabilization. We have an Umbrella sensor chip, not among the lasted ones, so just enough to shoot some 1080p at 30 frames per second. So there is no 60 frames per second, because the yaw stabilization electronic one is using some processing, and we cannot achieve a 60 frames per second while doing this yaw stabilization. We have some 2204 motors, okay, in fact some 1804, sorry, and with a very clever prop system to attach, very nice one. The flight duration is about 25 minutes, but we'll talk about that. And the FPV feedback, it's an old-fashioned one based on the 5.8 GHz analog one, so it means that the video feedback is either in NTSC or in a PAL system. It's up to you to choose which one you prefer. So no more beautiful 720p or 1080p feedback. It means you will have some statics in the FPV built-in FPV screen on the radio transmitter versus distances, but at least there will be no latency. Okay, so no free lunch. Digital long-range modulation means also some, I will say, some sporadic freezing of the image, while analog one means some white snow appearing, both of them when the signal-to-noise ratio is decreasing. So it's a very promising machine. It's clearly targeting the first beginners who want a stabilized machine, super stable thanks to the GPS plus GLONASS system, okay, and we don't have any obstacle avoidance, any also VPU, so no camera pointing down to help the GPS and altitude stabilization. It's basic, but we will see what we have in hand for about 240 bucks. So let's discover the content of this box. Okay, here is all the content of the box, and each time I will start with the accessories. We have two pretty nice instruction manual where you can find all the information, what elements are contained in the box. what is the role of each button, okay, of the radio transmitter, the main characteristic, and so on and so on, what you can see in the built-in FPP screen of the radio transmitter, and the main characteristics. So we have all the technical information. For example, we know that now the field of view of the camera operator is about 80 degrees, which means that we should not suffer too much of some spherical blurring or deformation of the image. Okay, we have also a disclaimer pages, okay, for the warranty and so on. Let's continue with the accessories. We have here a charger, a very basic one, using a GST-43S balancer plug, and we have just a basic one, red color one is connected to a power adapter into your wall socket, and when it's charging, okay, the green one, sorry, and when it's charging, we have this red flashing and may remain constant when it's charged. So let's talk about this charger immediately. This one is a LiPo charger, and it's very important as detailed because we have here not a LiPo battery, but we have a 3S LE-HV, so with high voltage model. So it means that instead to have 4.2 volt per cell, we can push up to 4.35. It means that this charger is not able to charge at full capacity the battery. Why? I don't know, maybe because this charger was super cheap for Xiaomi, and they decided they cannot afford for a real LE-HV one. Okay, so you have to notice that because it will impact drastically the flight duration of your flight. So coming with, I already showed it, we have a power adapter. I don't have the European socket adapter, but any case, but as we see, got a turnaround, okay, a workaround to avoid this kind of charger. But it's basic, as I said, and since the battery don't offer any display of the battery status, okay, so this one is a little bit cheap, but don't forget this is a $240 machine, so don't expect super high quality advanced accessories coming with. We have associated with, and it's super pretty important, we have this balancer GST connector plug who will connect from one side the battery and the other side to the battery charger. And this one will be pretty important. Why? Because thanks to this one, with a modification of this one, you will be able to use a real professional charger. It's pretty simple, and this is a must-to-do mode with this machine. If you want to buy this machine, just the given the provided cable to mod it and to use after a more professional one, where you will be able to push the charging to the maximum limit of the battery and to monitor everything and the health of the machine. Coming with, we have a USB, micro USB to USB cable. Will be used, for example, to connect the machine to the computer. Will be used, for example, to recharge the built-in battery of the radio transmitter, and so on. So, silicone one, high quality, like the Xiaomi 4K based. What we have also, we have not 4 spare props, but 6 of them, so already sort the clockwise and the counterclockwise props, and we have 2 spare one clockwise and one counterclockwise. Okay, so what I really like with this machine is the prop system. Look at how to make more simple. You have to push the props into the main hole, okay, like this. We have a spring, okay, push on the spring and rotate here on the right quarter of turn, and you are done until you hear a click and it's blocked. Super really, how to really just push, turn the counterclockwise, and it's released. Wow, great. And how, as a Xiaomi, we have the red or orange color here, okay, on the motor, so you have to match a color, orange with orange, and one you don't have any color, silver one, you have to use the non-color props like this. So impossible to be wrong. Great prop system, I really like it. So the question is, versus time, if the spring become a little bit more weaker, Does it will it will introduce some jello in the video? That's an open question. So I will attach all the props. Okay, super easy. So non-color, so it's another. Okay, just push like this. Really, I like it. Voila, and the last one, orange with orange, and we are done. Great. So let's give immediately the weight of this machine. So I will use this small charger to as a standoff. Okay, I will start it. So 33 grams for the charger module. Okay, and I will install it more upside down, and we are close to, well, I'm sure that nothing is in contact. Yes, oh, we are, look that, 559.5, almost 560 grams. Well, for a machine assumed to fly more than 25 minutes, it's not so bad. It's not avoidable. Okay, I know. But 25 minutes, able to film 1080p, 30 frames per second with some little electronic stabilization, and is not so bad. Okay, is under the 800 gram limitation, for example, for some European countries, which is not bad. We are above 250, so for US you will need some to register this machine. Okay, but it's like this. So what is the last item we didn't pay attention yet? This is the radio transmitter. I think I will start to describe the radio transmitter. First of all, wow, for a $240 machine, the quality is pretty good. For example, much better than the Epson Zero, but you already probably know it. The gimbal are not bad. The springs are not soft, not hard, really nice. You are pincher or sunburn like me, no problem at all. We have here the main power button, so you have to long press on it to turn on the transmitter on or off. Here we have the button to select between the GPS flight assistance mode or in mode specific here sporty mode, but probably you can assign whatever the second type of intelligent flight mode you want. So on the right we have the return to home button and the 5 position mini dial button, pretty great, where you will be able, for example, to enter into the menu or to have some shortcut to the intelligent flight mode, or if you press on the right to turn on or off the received FPV signal thanks to a built-in DVR. Yes, we have also a built-in DVR able to record the received signal, so with a lot of static potentially over the distance. It won't be an HD resolution, but in 480 by 200 something. Okay, so not super high. So if you want a little bit more higher resolution, please use some favorite FPV goggles or FPV monitors, and you will be able to record if you are in NTSC in 720 by 480, okay, and if you turn the machine in PAL in 720 by 576, okay. So it's up to you, but the built-in DVR is not able to reach the maximum D1 resolution. Okay, you have to know that. And if you are you push down, can't remember well, it's probably to enter some camera settings. So it's not over. We have some antennas. Okay, you can rotate. So everything is one is in 2.4 and the other is the 5.8 gigahertz one. Okay, so as probably you already know, this one, these antennas, or at least this one can be removed, and you can install and mode the transmitter to install some real RP ACMA connector, and then to attach your favorite 2.4 and 5.8 gigahertz antennas combos. For example, some half planar one to extend your FPV and radio control transmission range. That's a possibility, not so hard to do. What you will need two small coaxial cable ending in one side with the micro FL IPX connector and the other side with the RPA-SIMA. Okay, so it's up to you. It's not so hard. You will have to drill a little bit to understand and answer the washer and so on. It's not so hard, thanks to the because this the radio frequency chip working in 2.4 GHz one, as well as the 5.8 GHz video transmitter, got some built-in micro FL connector, so super easy to swap for a new antennas via the coaxial cable. Let's have a look to the back side here. So when it's rotated on the right, but when you have the transmitter on the left, we have the possibility to turn on or off the video recording or the photo mode, depending which mode you are. And this one is for the accessories iOS type of system. I will describe in a few instances. So this one out of the box is not the right one, is not directly usable. You will have to install some third-party accessories to enjoy it. So it's a free channel that can be controlled. It's great. And here we have the a macro dial which center automatically, where you can play with the tilt angle of the gimbal. That's great. One axis control, which was already not bad, the tilt one. Okay, so let's turn on this one. Okay, and we have the screen is brilliant, as you can see, the reflection, but some light. Okay, so in daylight, it's visible, but I don't see an easy way to attach, for example, a sunshade. Okay, maybe there are some attach point here, can be used to attach your favorite sunshade, but I don't think it will be pretty hard to mode, to do it yourself sunshade, to enjoy this built-in FPV screen in the strong daylight condition. So actually I've got the blue light, an indication that when the signal will be low, we can see some blue screen. So I would prefer to see some white snow, but here it's a blue screen. So it will be an open question. What will be the behavior of the built-in FPV screen in case of pretty low 5.8 GHz signal to noise ratio? Blue screen or white snow? And of course it's better to have the white snow, okay, because we don't have this suddenly this blue screen appearing and can filtering when the signal is recovering, so could be annoying. So it's better to have the white snow in terms of loose transition. Okay, so we have everything, and as I said, to enter into the menu, just press the dial on the left, and we have all the settings. Wow, smart flights for the first menu, camera settings, GPS mode, wireless video setting, flight mode setting, custom settings, calibration, RC pairing, and flight record. So we can even record, or as we'll see, some GPS data and so on. System setting, and the last one is about, so let's check which version already received. Just press the central stick and you enter into the submenu. So I've got the, actually I cannot say, but the because the drone is not turned on, so but the asset firmware is the 1016, and I can say is not the ultimate one. Okay, but so it means that I will need to upgrade the three common firmware: flight controller, camera, and the remote one. The last one, the non-flight zone, is there is no actually update on the FIMI website actually. So the first three can be updated, but not the last one. Okay, but whatever. Let's have a tour without the drone turned on as well. So in camera setting, so enter. We can choose the language between Chinese and English. So to come back in the previous menu, press on the left. We can select the date and the time, the unit, metrics, perfect for Europe. Auto shutdown of the probably of the screen. Okay, it's turned off. Oh, sorry, this one screen auto off is off, and auto shutdown of the transmitter is also turned off. Maybe if you forgot to turn off the radio. Sound and button is on, as you can hear. The RF mode settings, oh, pretty important. By default, you are in FCC, so it's probably with 100 milliwatts of output power, maybe 200 milliwatts, you have to be checked. So for European, countries, you know, it is not allowed in the 5 to 10 liters band. You will have to turn on you will have to turn on the RS setting. Okay, press on this one to the CE mode. Okay, so you have to know, and it will turn the output power to 25 milliwatt. Of course, the FPV range will be much more limited. Okay, so I will keep in FCC. You can format the built-in card, already insert one, a class basic class 1. Okay, because we don't need a lot of speed, writing speed for record the FPV signal. We can reformat. Let's do it. Okay, after confirm, yes, I will reformat. It should be and I can reformat the TRF card. Okay, let's continue. Formatting is done. I can reformat reset all the default setting to the factory one. Okay. Flight record, we have nothing. Okay. RC pairing, if you break your transmitter, I don't know, to change your whatever you want to bind this new transmitter or new drone with your other item. Okay. Calibration. We can perform compass, RC calibration, and gimbal calibration. So the gimbal, let's see a gimbal, the compass calibration, pretty important. So you will have to enter into the mode. So okay, let's press the centrally the dial. Oh, sorry. It say keep away from any metal object or strong magnetic field. Okay, press OK. And then here we have, because I already did it. Please connect the drone before, so I have to turn on the drone before. So okay, we will do it later, but you can do it like this. So gimbal will be the same. So let's continue. Custom setting. We have okay, let's check the custom setting is done. Flight mode settings. Okay, we can. The sport mode is turned on, okay, by default, but we will see when the quadcopter will be on. So no secret, now I have to turn on the quadcopter. Okay, so I will turn off the transmitter and I will turn on the machines. How to proceed? It's a FIMI system or GI style system. You need first to short press, then long press. Okay, let's do it. Short press, long press, and keep it, hold it until you hear the mean that is boot. You have the gimbal stabilization. Okay, I will put the camera like this, and then I will turn on long press machine, and we are ready. Oh, we have some information. Okay, DSC voltage, etc, 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 system pre, etc, etc. So we have some information appearing. Low precision GPS, of course, I am indoors. Okay, I will press OK. And let's continue to look to the settings. So we were close to flight mode settings. Yes. So you can see, as soon as the machine is turned on, we have the sport mode turned off. So if you want to, for example, to enjoy more speed, when you turn the orange dial to the left, you will need to turn on this option, and altitude mode is off. It means that you are in pure GPS 1, so if you want to fly indoors, you will need to turn on this one, and you will be able to take off indoors. It's up to you, you have to be aware of that. So let's continue. Video wireless signal. So okay, we are in the band A, bus cam band, and we have the default one, A1. So if you maybe you want to fly a little bit more further, you can, for example, select the let's have a look to which one we can use. Okay, not all the frequencies are available. Let's have a look. We're entering in the Boscam band, and probably I will select this one. In 5645 is not allowed in US, but let's and it will now probably increase a little bit the flight FP distance. Okay, the GPS, let's have a look at that. Yes, you know, he adapted automatically the radio protocol, send to the drone the new video frame. That's great, and adapt to it. So let's return now. In the GPS mode, oh, we have all the parameters. Limit of flight velocity, okay. Altitude of the RTH, probably more. I will decrease it to something. Oh la la. I will. It's not. Okay. How to proceed? Okay. Okay, you swap. It's not super easy. Okay, turn on the right. I can decrease. Yes, but I cannot go below 30. No, I cannot below 30 meters. Okay, well, that's life. I wanted to select 20 meters, but 30 meters is minimum. Limit of the flight distance, of course. If you want to go very far, you have to increase this value. So let's say okay, almost 10 kilometers, and increase to 999. Okay, maybe if we set 000 will be infinity, but in worst case I will set like this. Okay, and limited flight altitude. Wow, okay, if you want to not exceed 120 meters, limit of the flight velocity. And what I wanted to know, if there is a no, it's okay. So way back, camera setting, probably the more important. So you are turning 1080p, 30 frames per second, or if you select 20 frames per second, you will turn into pale. Okay, so we reduce also the. So it's a way to turn into NTSC or pale. So picture quality between 20 megabyte, 40 in a medium, or 60. Let's assume 60. And we have different setting: EV, ISO, automatic shutter, saturation, contrast, TFF card capacity. So actually 1 gigabyte. There's no format the SD card. Let's insert it one. Okay, it's done, and we can restore the default settings. Okay, so and the smart flight. Wow, we have returned to home, auto takeoff, auto landing, yes, orbit mode. Follow me, so it's GPS based because we don't have any visual tracking system. Okay, so there is a built-in GPS inside the radio transmitter. So the follow me won't be super precise. Selfie mode. Okay, so we will see what type of selfie mode we have. Headless mode, fixed wing, so it will fly in parallel of your movement. Could be nice. And okay, so we have a set of pre-programmed smart mode, and the good news, if you want to reach them directly from the screen, you have to push up, and we have directly the smart flight mode. Okay, so here, if you push right, you record the you should record the no file. Okay, you are alternating. Okay, you are in and you press. Okay. Okay, I took a picture, I can replay it. Okay. Okay, now when it's flashing like this, it means that I'm recording on DVR. And you press one more time to stop. Okay, so on the right you will alternate the different DVR mode. Videos, when you have this type of logo, red one. This one is to take photos. Okay, and you have the photo disappearing a fraction of a second. Okay, or like this, I guess, by the rear one. Okay, and this is the last one to replay some recorded file. Okay, and when it's done, we have the video shortcuts to all the camera settings. Okay, actually receiving 8 GPS satellites indoors, not so bad. So we did a tour, pretty impressed. So we'll see how the video will be, and the stabilization, how it's working. Okay, we can see the work of the gimbal, not so bad. There are some color filtering. It's linked with the analog transmission. So of course I will flash with the last firmware update. Okay, so I will need to flash update 4 firmwares, and we'll see how the 1080p's video here are. And it's known that for example there are some blurring on the edge. Okay, maybe a link with the relatively poor lens of the camera, so no free lens. It's not super sharp. We will see if some firmware can help that, and I will probably do in the first glance, I will propose the battery charging cable mode. See? So I will turn off everything first. Yeah, as well as the drone. So short press, long press, and is turned off like this. Okay, pretty easy. So the way you have to know that this cable will be used to the battery. So I didn't show how to extract the battery. Just push the 2 lateral plastic pad. A little bit hard to extract, but here we have the battery, and it's a 2000 model. Okay, it's written here. Is written a 2000, and as you can see, the max voltage is about 12.75, so it's an LEHV 3-cell one. And we have here the way to charge. So you have to connect the balancer plug and use its charger, etc. But as I said in the introduction, this one is not a LEHV but a basic LiPo. So what you have to do, we have to use and to modify a little bit by adding, for example, an XT30 connector. It's up to you, XT60 or GST, whatever, but I would use a small one, okay, to reduce the size and the compactness of the cable. Okay, and you have to know that according to the charger, you can see that the negative will be on the right one, and the most positive voltage will be on the left one. So it means that your cable like this, so it should be in like this. It means that in this sense, it means that the black most external right cable is a ground, okay, and the black most on the left is a plus 12 volt, okay, so 3S voltage. What you will need to do, you will need to cut the 2 external ones, so gently separate the 2 external wires, cut them, solder in parallel the black one and the for the right and the red one for the left. Use shrink to protect everything, and you will be able to use a real professional charger, because you will have the way to connect the lead to your charger and the other to the balancer plug of your charger, and the rest to the battery, and you are ready to go and select the LEHV mode of your battery. Okay, so it's time to do this mode. First step, identify thanks to multimeters, and I confirm that what I said, that if you take the one of the GST balancer plug with the metal pads front of you, the most left one is a positive one, so when you insert the battery, it will be, as I said, the red on the left, okay, and the ground will be completely on the right. So use, for example, I don't know, a very thin pin, and start from the base of the connector in order to remove the glue, jailing the 4 wires together in order to have some free movement like this. So I will be ready to cut into, okay, this and after to make some soldering job like this. So I will cut these two wires and after melt everything, okay, and add some heat shrink tube, okay, to secure the installation. Let's continue. Already pre-solder the first positive pad, as you can see here. So we can see that both together linked are the okay, like the original wire with wire and the positive. So now I will melt everything thanks to heat shrink tube to secure the installation. So I didn't have any more the red one. I will use brown, should be okay instead, and play with the flame like this, okay, gently, and it will contract, okay, 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 and we should be ready, not so bad. Okay, and it's time to go for the negative pad and do the same procedure. The second negative pole is done, so I will shrink also as well the cable to secure everything. Of course, before to heat shrink everything, I checked on the conductivity, okay, to be sure that the soldering joint was good, okay, and I will shrink everything slowly, okay. Okay. I think I'm not too bad. Do it gently. Okay, so to be sure that everything is okay, use digital meters in conductivity mode, okay, and check point to point. So let's check, for example, when we have the positive to positive. So for example here on the red, it will be a little bit tricky with one hand, but I will try. And the oops, maybe more external one. Okay, maybe like this will be a little bit easier to control. So it's a little bit tricky with one hand. Okay, you hear the beep, so was good, and because I didn't press correctly the pin and in the middle, so it's great. So I'm pretty good, and I will be ready to recharge the battery with the default one. So plug, for example, this one to the battery on the top one, for example this side, okay, and the other side to the charger and connect it to the LiPo. Okay, so I will show you. Okay, so since I solder with an XT30 connector within dedicated for a battery connection, but more in the flight controller board, so it means that I install more a female connector instead to a male one. So I had to play with some adapter going to male to female and so on, from XT30 to XT60 and to EC2, etc., because what I have, whatever is connected. So the main lead connector, EC2, XT60, XT30, okay, and is also the balancer plug is connected to the 3S balancer plug of my charger. It's a Chingy with LEHV mode, so I selected the 3S mode, okay, and I can, for example, increase the value to something 2002 ampere .5, okay, select the 3S, okay, validate. Okay, since it's an LEHV, it will say that I have to confirm. Press OK, and I'm charging. Okay, and it will increase the current. I can check these three input voltage of the each cell. As you can see, there is a difference between the three cells. One seems to be more charged than the other one, but maybe the reading are different, with some different built-in resistance, modifying the reading of the cells. Okay, you can see that the third one is much more higher, so not sure it's a good reading from the charger. Okay, so pay attention of that. So, but whatever, I am okay, and I was in fast charge. We'll have to balance more. Okay. Okay, more in balance mode to equilibrate the charging. Okay, now it's more suddenly go to 4 volts. So be aware of that, or maybe charge slower and slower rate. Okay, so I will decrease to, let's say, 1 ampere 5. Okay. Okay, LEHV, okay. And let's try to balance the cells. But my cable is working, no problem at all. Okay, and suddenly it's go up to, yes, maybe you will need to don't go to push too high the amount of current for charging and balancing this battery. Okay, now I will charge and then go in the field.